that should be good for now. Hey everybody, hope you guys are all having a pretty good day so far. Let's see what's going on. Wait for it to give it a little bit more populated in here. Let me make sure I go. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, there you go. And boom, right there. All right. All right. There we go. All right. Make a little bit of a move here. Make sure everything's working on my end. I think we're doing okay. There we go. All right, everybody. Hey, Jonathan. Hey, Mboy. Hey, Romani. And hey, Fallen at 394, excuse me. And hey, Juan. Hope you guys are all having a good day so far. Yeah, we're good enough to start. All right, guys. So right now we're facing a little bit of a rejection. It's not something. Sorry, I moved my camera a little bit sideways. It's nothing that I'm too concerned about right now, at least for now. If we do start taking a little bit of a dip, what you see right here is actually the day chart for Bitcoin. So I wanted to give you guys a little macro presentation before I went to the micro details here. But you can see we're still above this trend line. We're still fine, but we might be coming to take a breather here sometime soon. And I'm wondering if we're getting closer to that one, just because if we go to the 4-hour chart here, going a little bit deeper in here. See, we've taken this slight dip right here, and we're going down between the 20 moving average on the 4-hour chart, which is usually, it's been a pretty decent support level for the past few days, right? And now we're falling below that. So, Bitcoin may come back down to maybe 48,000, somewhere in the $48,000 range. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to get used to putting my camera there, but somewhere around the $48,000 range is what Bitcoin might be hitting over the next, let's say, day or two, or something similar to that. So I'll be watching closely, and you guys probably noticed already. Before I say this, hey, the Diamond Life, glad you saw my my message, and hey, Dex, I hope you guys. Well, I'm glad you guys both saw the message right there. Hey, Telemann, hope you're having a very good day, and hey, Jose. All right, so I like saying hi to you guys. So sorry I lose my train of thought. But basically, yeah, where we might go from here is we might bounce off of this support level right here at about $48,000, 106, somewhere kind of around there. Because there really is no support levels really holding us down, right? We're still really far away from the 20 moving average here and the 50 moving average down here. Pretty far away from that on the daily chart. On the 4-hour chart, the one thing that we kind of had going for us is the 20 moving average, and we're falling below that now. And you're starting to see some of the effects of that on the altcoins. Not massive effects as of now, but I'm kind of worried that we might go down a little bit more from here. So this is not a time to panic. Sorry, when I talk, I'm always afraid that something I say that's bad or not good is going to be construed as like really bad, right? Right now, I'm just kind of watching to see what happens. Well, the only thing that really has me worried at the moment is you can see Dogecoin. You see right here, it's falling below its support level. It's been on this trend line. Let me go to the 50-minute chart just so you can see a little bit more information. It's been on this trend line for a while now, and it's pretty much breaking down at the moment as far as Dogecoin's concerned. So Dogecoin's next level of support is going to be somewhere closer to... Let me change this to blue, probably. Is that a good color? Blue, yeah. Maybe 2, there you go. It's around 30 cents, which isn't too much further away. That's about 2-cent drop, but that's maybe where we're probably heading for Dogecoin at the moment. And then one other thing here. Let me just go down the list and see what's going on. Well, Matic already took a little bit of a downward turn. It's down about 2.5% right now. Actually, Matic might have already broken down here if I'm looking at this correctly. Let's just go from here. Yeah, all right. Let me do one thing here. There was a trend line from here to here, and I just wonder if that somehow if that's where this is looking at. That's where this trend line came into effect. Okay. So you can see from the more short-term trend line, it's fallen down below this. We do have another line right here where it can possibly try to bounce off it at the moment. But if it does fall below this support level right here, this trend line, you might see Matic go back down to maybe 155, which is, I mean, this is like 4 cents less than what it is now. Not a horrible thing to see happen, right? Maybe a good dipping opportunity for a couple of you guys. And you can see the support was from here, right? That's the support I'm talking about. And you can see it's also resistance from over here. So it does have a little bit of, standing as far as this could be a good place to buy in here if we do see a little dip in the short term. Ethereum. Anything I really need to talk about Ethereum? No, it looks like resistance got moved up a little bit here. That's fine. As far as coming down, what are we looking at for Ethereum? No, that doesn't make much sense. Anything else really I need to look at here? I need to adjust this, so let me change this right here. Alright. Well, for now, since I don't really see too much for Ethereum as far as it's falling down below the support level that was here from this peak. I would say, look at the 4-hour chart very fast. Any averages that I can use? Okay, support might be right around here at the 20 moving average here on the 4-hour chart. That may be a good guess for us. That's around 3,209. Oh, excuse me, sorry. That's around 3,271, which is pretty close to where it is at now. So, yeah, that's, what is that? I mean, it's literally like $30 away from where it is now. So this is pretty close to breaking down below the 20 moving average, which means Ethereum could drop down over maybe 1.5% to 2% here the next half an hour to an hour if Bitcoin doesn't really stabilize here. XRP, 4-hour chart, it's fallen down below the 20 moving average here, but we saw that a couple days ago. And now it's getting closer and closer to this 50 moving average here, which is around 120, which again is very, very close, right? BitTorrent, still in the middle. Actually, it's being held. It has support above the 20 moving average at the moment, so it's still alive. BitTorrent may come down a little bit here if Bitcoin's not doing so high in the future, though. So there we go. So that one looks okay. But basically, what I'm telling you guys, if it's above the moving average, that means if it does cross below the moving average, you're going to notice it usually has a longer red candle, which means you're probably going to, that's where the main loss is going to happen on that moving average here. Ethereum Classic. This one broke out a while ago. It hasn't really done much. Really, it had a false breakout for the most part, and you can see it's fallen below both the 20 moving average and the 50 moving average on the 4-hour charts. Okay. Anything else I really need to show you guys? No, coming down a little bit. I can move this up now since we have a new level of resistance. Falling below the 20 on the 4-hour charts. 88 is the only thing that's still doing okay. It's down about 2%, a little bit more than some of the other coins, but not like totally more, right? If you guys have a lot of 88, I'd be watching it closely at this point. Not so much as it's going to crash and burn, but more of like, hey, be careful of the profits you already have. XLM still doing fine. Support at the 50 on the 4-hour time frame, holding barely. EOS, same thing, but on the 20 had a breakout, looked pretty strong. Came back down because Bitcoin stagnated around that $51,000 range. Excuse me. STMX trying to break out, having some little spikes here and there. Actually, trying to break out. Let's see. Broke down here though, so this line probably hasn't changed since the last time I looked at it. There we go. So I can actually adjust this a little bit higher now. There we go. So this one's still pretty far away. STMX looks actually okay right now. Wow, it's actually up compared to everything else, right? So this one looks fine. And then last but not least, at least on this list, we got Sol. Barely hovering over the 20 on the 4-hour chart. So right now, guys, I'm using the 4-hour chart a lot because it seems like a lot of what we're looking at is what are the candles doing on the 4-hour chart? What are the candles doing on the moving averages on the 4-hour chart, right? Because if you go to the daily chart, there's not really there. All the moving averages are so low compared to everything else. So, I'm looking at the 4-hour chart right now, guys, and I'd recommend you guys do the same. Use as many charts as you want to, but you guys should add that 4-hour chart into your your strategy for looking at crypto right now. All right, and you can see on the daily chart, Dogecoin is breaking down and not breaking out. So that's just something you guys will see right here as well. So Dogecoin, I mean, it's gone down to about 31 cents already. It's kind of popped up for a little bit since then. So that was some type of tweet alert or something. Clear that. But yeah, it looks like for now Dogecoin is coming down a little bit here, just from the breakdown. If Bitcoin can get a little bit of a rally, all this will go away. But that's just kind of a recap of what's happening right now. We're kind of heading down a little bit. We may see a little bit of increased downward movement by altcoins here pretty soon, just because of how few kind of rolls in the crypto world, right? But I'm gonna be here with you guys until 7, 8, till 9 o'clock, because at 9 o'clock, at 9:10 specific, 9:30ish, my mom's coming over, and since my sister's gone in California with my grandparents, I invited my mom over for a movie night, right? So But yeah, so that's kind of what's happening right now, and I'm gonna fix this up very fast, and I'll start looking at some of you guys' questions here to see if I can help any of you guys out. And I don't think this is something like terrifying or anything like that. Just like be aware. Again, like I said before, I'm not worried until we start breaking down below this white line. We're not even close to the white line right now, as far as Bitcoin's concerned. We're still about 1,700 points away from it. So I'm keeping a watchful eye of what's going on in the markets. And 1 second. And there we go. See a little bit of 1 second charting. Let's see. Hey, Dilly. It's going pretty well, my man. I'm trying to figure out how to fix YouTube up a little bit here. YouTube doesn't like me posting as many videos as I do, and I don't think I post that many, but YouTube isn't really alerting everybody that I'm streaming all the time anymore, so it's been kind of hard to get as many viewers. The people go to the mainstream, but they're not going to the stream when I post a video saying, "Hey, everybody, I'm here." So I've had to do some weird little twerkings around it, but besides that, life's been pretty good. I'm excited to get my puppy here in about a month or so, and I'm excited to go to Philadelphia to visit some of my friends here in September. Hey Dex, that's a good point. Use the chart that represents the moving averages that you use, 4 hour versus daily versus etc. Yeah, exactly. And I personally love the 4 hour chart. It's something that I look at quite a bit. It just so happens that the 4 hour chart really doesn't move that fast, right? But it does give you good opportunities to buy and kind of figure out where to go. A lot of times, so I have friends that scalp, and it's scalping according to the 4 hour chart, but it's more of a day trade. And a lot of what my friends do on these day trades is, if you go here to Bitcoin, they try to play these bounces off of the moving averages. That's all they do, moving average bounce. Or what they try to do is, you see how this it broke above the moving average right here. They try to buy on that breakout, and then they have like a few percent stop loss, and they try to ride it up until it decides to go back down, which in this case was probably somewhere around here, or maybe hasn't even dropped yet, depending on how much percent this was. But yeah, so playing around with moving averages, especially on the 4 hour chart and the daily charts, can be very, very fun. I like the 4 hour charts and sometimes the 2 hour charts. The 2 hour charts receive a little bit more information, but the 4 hour charts are usually what I prefer best. So let me make this into a 2 hour chart just to show you guys something very fast. Same thing, just a little bit more bars, right? So you can kind of see what's been happening more recently. So you can see we had a drop recently right here as we were coming. You can see that Bitcoin, the candle, 2 hour candle, opened up above the 20 moving average here, and when it actually came down, you can see how long of a candle that was, and you can see how long of a candle it was to get back above that 20 moving average on the 2 hour on the 2 hour chart, right? And so now we're bouncing up right here, which is good, right? Good. But if we start going red here and we start breaking down below that, you can bet that we're going to go a lot further down than what this moving average is, right? So, and that's why I like 2 hours. I even like 1 hour, right? I really like any hour, but this one is starting to get a little too much information here. You can always have more information, but you can see that it's just not as helpful as really giving you the best idea of when to buy. Although, no, that's not going to do anything for us here. Yeah, but for now, everything's fine. I'm just kind of watching this pretty slowly. Looks like we may take a little bit of a dip. It's not our first rodeo taking a little bit of a dip here, but I'll keep you guys up to date about what's going on here. There we go. And it looks like not a lot of volume right now, just kind of chugging along here. Hopefully we get a little bit of a pump, because you do see a lot of altcoins right now breaking down out of their positions. And not drastic breakdowns, granted, but they are breaking down. So when the altcoins break down, usually the only thing that can save them from falling down maybe 5 to 6% is usually stuff like Bitcoin having a turn of, like a change of heart, and kind of booming up, so to speak, right? Hey, Heaton, I haven't received any notices ever. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, not at all. I should probably disable this right here. There you go. But yeah, I don't know why YouTube isn't really letting you guys know that I'm streaming. I wish it would, because I know more people have questions and stuff like that, and I don't I don't want people to feel like they can't find me online, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that I can talk to YouTube somehow and just say, hey, please figure figure this out for me. Let's see. Hey, Peru, can I look at ADA? Yeah, I just looked at ADA. I can do it again for you very fast. Right here. Coming down a little bit. Look at the day chart here very fast. So you can see it's taking a little bit of a tumble here. It's pretty far away from the trend line, so ADA can technically come back all the way to $2.35 if it really wanted to over the next few days. On the 4-hour chart here, I mean, really, the support level that it has at the moment is this 20 moving average, and there's not really much closer than that. Maybe on the 2-hour chart, I'll look at that in a second. On the 4-hour chart, support really is around $2.65, which is a pretty sizable percentage down, right? That's a 7% down, right? 7% down. Let me go down to the 2-hour chart very fast just to see if there's any moving averages I can look at. Maybe a little bit one here about 278, which is about 8 cents down. No, yeah, 8 cents down. Yeah, geez, sometimes I forget. I know math. But you can see this really doesn't do too much for it because you can see kind of have a slight pump, a little bit of a drop, but it's not as drastic as you would see on the 4-hour chart. Just because you can imagine this is one 4-hour candle. And that's one 4-hour candle, so it doesn't look that all too much. Look too crazy. And actually, where's this 50 one at? 260, and where was the 4-hour one at? 264. Yeah, that 264 looks like a promising support level for AD at the moment. But yeah, but at the moment, this is like an all-time high, so it's gonna if it does fall, it'll fall pretty hard. If Bitcoin takes a tumble here, but of course we have no idea if Bitcoin's taking a tumble. It's just taking, like, Bitcoin's only down about 0.7% in the last 2.5 hours, right? So this is just kind of a dip we're seeing happen in real time here, a slight dip, not a crash, right? There you go. And Bitcoin's getting a little bit of volume here, which is pretty nice to see as well. And you see Dogecoin getting pumped up here as too. So hopefully they're able to bounce up here pretty soon. There we go. Hey RMS. Hi Mike. Do you think Bitcoin tests support at 47.5? Let me see what the support level is very fast. Let me know. 40 said 47.5. What's there? There's not really any. What are you looking at? I see there's a support level right here and there on the daily charts. There's a support level there, but let's see if it happened on the daily chart. I mean, that'd be a pretty big drop. I would bet that it may be a little bit higher than that, maybe somewhere 47,000. Let's say 800, 600, 700, 800. Pretty close to it though, yeah. Because I think he actually said something a little bit more specific. 47.5, yeah. I'd say a little bit. I'd say a little bit above that though. I'd say a little bit above that. If it does find support there, because we have to give it time to actually approach this white line here, so it may actually come down a little bit. But if it goes down to 47.5 right here, there's a chance to get bounced off. That could be it. But I want it to bounce off like this and not have There are some times where it kind of has this grinding effect, where it's kind of grinding along the lines. I wish I had a good example of that. Kind of like this, but imagine it kind of just kind of within the line itself. That's what I'm hoping doesn't happen here. I want it to show off a strong support level. But yeah, that's pretty close to where I'm thinking about a support. Just about $1,000 more. Because if it falls down below this, then I'm going to be selling off of probably a sizable chunk of all of my swing trades. And, if it dips, it dips, and I'll buy more. If it doesn't dip and it rips, then I just regret the trade, right? But I'm only saying that, and with the understanding that I bought way back here, over here. So, right now my profits for a lot of my coins are like this. Bitcoin is 65%, but my ADA so far is up about 117%. My BitTorrent at the moment is up about, I bought about point. There we go. My BitTorrent at the moment is up about 119%. It was at 146% a few days ago, right? So, I'm always saying that in the framework that I've made some good profits, and I'm okay walking away with like 68% profit for Ethereum Classic or something, so to that degree, right? Um, there we go. But again, we're not close to the white line just yet. We are getting closer though. Oh, wrong one. Let me go to Bitcoin here. There we go. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. Oh, hey, thanks. Oh, yeah, thanks, guys, for liking. I appreciate it, Dex. Thank you very much for liking the stream. That does help me get a little bit more viewers in here, doesn't it? Let's see. Hey, Dilly. Mind taking a look at DGB? I got in at 4 cents, DGB. Down 2% right now. Alright, so if you wanted to draw this trend line yourself, you could as a support level. Like if you wanted to sell it, you might want to sell if it breaks down below this one. If you want to, if you think you've made enough profit, which is fine, right? You could also do a stop loss at the 200-day moving average right here. You could cut your loss, collect your winnings, so to speak, right? When it breaks down below this 200-day moving average. Those are your couple of your options right there. Until then, you're kind of free to let it rip off, like rip and see how much higher it wants to go. It looks like it is taking a dip, like a lot of other coins at the moment. So if Bitcoin takes a dip, this may actually this may end up breaking down as well. Does this have any support at the moment? Oh, excuse me, like any trend lines kind of dealing with it? No, not on the top side. Okay. So, if Bitcoin wasn't taking a little bit of a dip here, this could be looking like a very beautiful cup and handle play right here, actually. Yeah, that actually does look pretty good. Okay, but yeah, this one looks fine. Just be watchful of it. Just make sure it doesn't fall down below the 200 moving average, or it doesn't break down below this white line. And you'll kind of understand what's happening there, because we're still a few days away from it. It'll probably fall below that line on the same day Bitcoin does, if Bitcoin does actually fall down below this line right here. Wow, I really have too many lines here, so let me take some of these lines out. And there we go here. Let's go 2 here. And 2 here. And that should be good for now. Okay. But here's Bitcoin's 5-minute chart. We're just coming down a little bit, right? Coming down a teeny bit. Nothing. Oh gosh, I hate that thing. There you go. Nothing too crazy. We're looking for a support level at the moment of 48,108. That's 106. Excuse me. That's pretty much our support level, or I guess it's a little bit less than that. What is this? $48.50. There we go. All right. So about $48,050 is what our support level is right now for Bitcoin, and we'll see if we can grind down there or not. I can add another trend line down here though for us. Let me put this right here. And if you guys are looking to buy any altcoins for a short-term swing trade here, like or a day trade, probably day trade, if it does break out above this line, you can think about buying one of your favorite altcoins, riding it up for maybe just a couple hours, and then selling them off for maybe 1 to 2, maybe up to 4% profit or something around there. Those lines. Let's see. Anything else I can see as far as good news? No, not really. Yeah, we're just waiting for a short breakout here as far as Bitcoin's concerned. There we go. Oops. Let's go back to here. Yeah, for now I'm going to leave it on the 5-minute chart here. There we go. Just so you guys can see that we need to break out above this white line to have a chance of continuing this kind of chug up right here, right? And you can see how Bitcoin's only down about 0.77%. Dogecoin's down about 1.3%. Matic is down about 2.5%. Ethereum's down about not too much, only about a little over 0.5%. But a lot of coins are down about over 1%, up a little bit over, somewhere over 2% right now. Hey Ovo, right now it looks like Bitcoin just taking a little bit of a breather here. I'd only get concerned about Bitcoin if it falls down below this white line right here. Besides that, I think it's fine. And if I were to go a little bit closer in here, maybe as it's falling down below the 20 moving average at the moment. Oh, it just started to do this. You're gonna probably see some stuff accelerate here pretty soon, unless it can try to bounce out of this one, which is still possible. I'm hoping there's a bottom. I'm hoping there's a bottom around here somewhere, where I can actually draw a trend line that looks something like this, right? Because right now, it fell down below that trend line a little bit, but it's still holding off. I'm not going to keep this line here, though. There you go. But right now, it looks like, Bitcoin's going down a little bit, but it's not crashing, if that makes sense. So this could be a buying opportunity for some of you guys that want to buy in here right now. Although the best buying opportunity would probably be if it tested out that white support line like it did a few days ago. That was a perfect opportunity to be buying. Although it's a very scary time because it could easily, could have just as easily, broke down and gone down like 45,000, 40,000, right? There we go. All right. Oh, and Dilly, congrats on that play, my man. Congrats on the play. It looks like you made some good money from it. Hey, we all know Doge is being manipulated to follow a Bitcoin movement. Oh, D's, yep, exactly. Only thing is, if Bitcoin goes down, you're going to see Dogecoin and a lot of these other altcoins go down at a much faster rate than Bitcoin, which is why, keep a close eye on it, guys. It's crypto over the next, I want to say next 24 hours or so until we're kind of out of this mess here, and just make sure nothing crazy happens as far as what you guys are trading at the moment. Hey, Rodriguez, I can check Bank of America for you very fast. Well, it's not really close to breaking out, but I can take a look at it. All right. It does have dividends coming out pretty soon. Usually after dividends, isn't this how dividends usually come down a little bit? Just a little bit. Dividend now went up. Okay, so it should be fine then. Dividend went down, but that's okay. All right. Okay. As far as Bank of America is concerned, it looks fine. It's not breaking out. It bounced off of the 20-day moving average and the 50-day moving average, kind of a nice little, double support level there. And now it's going to try to head out and possibly try to break out again. It only rose about a 1.34% or 54 cents today, so not a whole bunch of movement. But I wouldn't buy this until it breaks out. If you wanted to take a nibble in anticipation of maybe a breakout later on, you could definitely do that. Sometimes you can buy here in anticipation for it to actually hit here, and then if it breaks out, you can buy more. If it doesn't break out and it comes back down, then you can sell what you have and take that profit, right? Because you're not going to be really making the most money, because if it goes up from here to the breakout point, it's only up about $1, about 2.5%, and that 2.5% will probably give you maybe 30-40% profit back on your options, which is pretty good, right? Compared to other stocks. But let me take these off. Oh, sorry to hurt my head a little bit here. But that's probably what you're going to be looking at as far as Bank of America is concerned, because right now it's not breaking out. It may break out this week or next week, but as of right now, you can't really tell, right? Because you don't want to buy a lot right now, because what happens if you do, like let's say you bought a whole bunch of Boeing last week, right? In anticipation for this to break out here. But you can see it came down afterwards, right? It got rejected, and now it went all the way down to support, and now it's trying to come back up, right? So you can buy Boeing calls today, and you could have bought them this morning. I think I was telling you guys, and it looked like it did close up a little bit higher here. But you could buy them today in anticipation for it to break out, go to maybe the 200-day moving average or the 20-day moving average, And if it pops up above that, awesome, you're making more money on your options calls. But if it doesn't, you can just sell from here and make some money, right? And then, the flip side of that is, the way you lose that trade is if it doesn't go all the way back up here, but it comes back down, right? So that's something you should be watching for if you on multiple different types of plays on there. But right now, there's no breakout in any of these types of stocks, right? They're just you're playing around a little bit to see if you can preemptively make some money in anticipation for it to get built up to that level where there's a chance for it to break out again, right? There we go. Okay. Let's see. Hey RMS, tapering off. Tapering off will allow the market to kind of have a huge correction in the next year or so, which will be great for us because then we can buy on that. We can buy off of that correction. But again, that's gonna be a while away, right? Because tapering off means like they're slowing down. It doesn't mean they're actually stopping pumping money straight into the market. Hey, Heaton, on your video earlier, you mentioned all having a second best BO. Would you recommend 2 weeks out strike price 140? Thank you. Let's see. Actually, let me just go right here. Let me just go to my breakout list. $15-minute chart. Be careful of this tomorrow. It looks like it pumped up a little bit today and it came back down towards the end of the day. So be careful of this tomorrow if you are going to buy it. That's just, looks a little bit better on the daily chart, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. But yeah, and you asked for 140, 2 weeks out, 140. Yeah, so 140 isn't a bad idea. 2 weeks out sounds fine. Dividends hasn't really affected this too much here. Let me see what dividends says. Dividends, yeah. Dividends, yes, fine. Dividends, fine, okay. Alright. There we go. Yeah, but this looks fine. The 140 is fine. What I would do is nibble into this a little bit. And the only reason I say that is because the market's been kind of choppy. I don't know how expensive these actual calls are, but just be careful because the market has been kind of going through its growing pain, so to speak, right? But right now, this is a nice clear breakout. I can actually adjust this a little bit more here. There we go. Nice clean breakout. If you do buy it tomorrow, just keep an eye on it. But yeah, nice clean breakout. 140 is fine. If you want something a little bit cheaper and you're going to be buying it for 2 weeks out, you can even go up to 142 if you want to. The way I normally buy them is I kind of stagger them out, but that's because I'm buying hundreds and hundreds of calls, right? So I might buy a few at 140 and a few at 142 for next week, and then I would only hold them until this Friday at the latest. And that's just to protect yourself from a little bit of theta happening. You could always leave some in there if you wanted to for next week, but I would take some profit out if it does end up going up to 140 and whatnot. If it does go above 140 here and it does break out above that level, that resistance level, then you might be able to hold your calls for a little bit longer there, right? And that's what I would do if it bounced up there, because right now it's nice, everything's fine. You're going to hit that first level of resistance here at 140, so just it'd either be tomorrow or the day after. Just be aware that there's going to be a resistance there. It might bounce around for a day or two before trying to pop off, and you got to be able to hold during that kind of chaos. So maybe just buy 1 or 2 calls. I don't know how comfortable you are putting a lot of money into it, but just be cautious of this resistance level right here. But if it does break out above that, that's where we're going to start to see some nice pops coming off. Or I might actually go all the way up to maybe 146, 148, or up there a little bit within the next 3 weeks. I would say 3 weeks, if the market continues to go well. But yeah, I like Allstate a lot for this type of play. I bought a couple today. I bought a couple hundred calls in Allstate today, actually. Yeah. But those were 146 strike, and I think they're for like 3 weeks out or something like that. But I'm only going to hold them until maybe next week, and that'll be enough for me. There we go. Back here, YouTube, Doge, AutoDo, and 5. There you go. And Dogecoin's still barely holding support level right now. Hey, Dad Talk. What do you think about TRIL? What is that? Is it a stock or Trill? I want to say Trill. Yeah. So I don't trade biotechnology companies at all as just a rule of thumb here. Um, it looks like it bounced off for some type of probably good results, I'm assuming. Let's see. Oh, Pfizer buyout? Oh, okay, that's what's happening right now. Yeah, I normally don't play biotechnology companies at all just because they're too volatile for me when I play options. But it looks fine for now. I mean, I would expect this probably to go down over the next few days if the Pfizer breakout is if the Pfizer buyout is true. You really have to find out what price is Pfizer buying these shares out at, and then you have a better understanding of what It's not going to move too much until the buyout's over, right? It may take a slight dip, maybe even a slight bump here, but I wouldn't expect much volatility in this. This is only because of the buyout, and usually I don't even trade buyouts actually. If I own options on something that gets bought out, then I'm super excited. But that's something else entirely, right? But this is fine. I wouldn't touch it though at the moment, just because all that profit was a one-time thing. I doubt the meme people are going to come after it. Has a short float of 10%. Maybe they have to take. Maybe they pump it up a little bit more. Maybe because those people just lost a whole bunch of money on that short float. But besides that, I wouldn't touch it too much. Oh, and also it's from Canada. Yeah, so that's going to lead to a little bit of confusion as well. But I do think the government will let the deal go through, which will be pretty good, right? Let me go. Yeah, we should be good from here. Hey, Devere, I hope you're having a very good day. Hey, Jared, I'm drinking beers in the shower at the casino listening to Mike. Hey, Jared, hope you're winning some good money. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't know if I gave you really good advice for not investing, but winning big at the casino. I usually like roulette as my big chance to win. Or what I do is I like to go to if you do go to the high roller room. This is usually the only circumstance in which I'll bet high money. I'll go in there and I'll just kind of put a couple of like $50 bills to $100 bills. Well, usually you actually just have a ticket, right? But you put some bills in that ticket. You kind of walk in there and you play slots very very slowly, and you watch other people play, and then they're gonna play a machine where they're losing a whole bunch of money. They lose a whole bunch of money, right? And they give up and they walk away. I usually go to that machine after them, and then I start playing that machine, and then I usually win because they were only like maybe 10 to 20 pulls away from hitting a nice win, and then I walk out and I go play regular priced games. Let's see. There you go. Hey, Heaton, all is only monthly? I wonder what exchange you're using. Let me see. I wonder if Weeble's different. Oh. All state options. It did come down a little bit. I don't like that today. Let's see. Five. What's it? Oh, let me see right here. All Store Corporation. I don't like that dip at the end of the day. I really don't like that dip at the end of the day. But that's something for another time. But yeah, so 140. Let's see. What do I got? 55. There we go. Oops. Oh, I guess that makes sense when I said 3 weeks out, not 2 weeks out. But yeah, 3 weeks out. Yeah, you'd be fine with that then at the monthly rates. So what you got to do here though, because it looks like the price is a little bouncing around. If you do want to buy them, and they expire on September 17th, looks like here. Yeah, that goes with what I'm talking about. You're gonna have to use a limit order to trade, and what I would probably say, some of these people have some crazy prices. You could probably have a limit order. So if you ever look on like Robinhood or Webull or whatever type of platform you trade on, there's going to be a couple different prices. There's going to be a bid and an ask, and then there's going to be a last. I would use that last as a reference points to buy whatever calls you want. You don't have to buy Allstate because it did have a kind of a nasty ending to today. I bought some just to kind of see where it goes from here, and I bought the I buy the 145. Oh gosh, yeah, 145 strike right here, and like you see, the last price is 45 cents from here. I think I got it. I think it was like 38 cents is my average for this one right here because it actually took a couple times to actually get the trade in there. But yeah, 145 with 3 weeks away, or I guess a little over 3 weeks away, right? That's probably where I would buy right now. But this is kind of going to be a little bit more iffy if you're not used to trading with these limit orders, because you can trade it, but just make sure that you buy with a limit order and you sell with a limit order, and you never use a market price when you're trading those types of options prices. Or what you could do, since the options are kind of wonky, you could just do some fractional trading on Robinhood or Webull, and it might make it a little bit nicer for you. Hey Jared, I won $1,300 so far. Lost $300 in the last hour, so I'm calling that for the night. Hey, there you go. Hey, you knew when to stop, and now you have a little bit of extra money on your plate, right? I'm gonna go right here. Let me just make sure that's all working out. Okay. Works out 2 from here. Is that working? Okay, that's fine. Okay. So I just gotta make sure the stream's always up and working every now and again. On Ameritrade, then yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Let's see, XRP. I think XRP is fine. I think it'll probably get up to maybe $2 by the end of the year. But until it gets on some of maybe the more exchanges, I really think it's kind of just in a waiting position right now, where the max it can go up to is like maybe $2. But if it gets, if it's allowed to go back on Robinhood and a lot of these major exchanges, then you could do some huge moves for Ripple, right? Maybe $2 is a little high, maybe $1.75 or something like that. But I think there's a lot of people want to buy it, but they're just kind of waiting to see what happens with it. But I already own it in anticipation that it's going to be allowed to go back on major exchanges sometime in the future. Hey, you want to do a limit? Oh, there you go. Perfect. A lot of people like to do market orders, and that's never a good thing, especially with those spreads that you saw on there, right? Let's see. Yeah, hey Enrique. Oh, AMC. Oh, okay, there we go. I got 9 $38 strike calls expiring September 9th. Okay, that's plenty of time away. Any thoughts? I mean, it's an okay call to own at this time. It's a little risky, but I mean this will probably have a big payoff if you just give it some time here. And the only reason I say this is because it looks like AMC may not squeeze, but it may pop off here pretty soon. Now, if it does pop off here and it starts going pretty big over tomorrow, which looks like it's going to try to make a breakout play tomorrow or the next day after that, right? If it does start to move, you're going to have a resistance level right here. Let's say over the next couple of days, somewhere around $42, between $42 and $43, right? And if it touches that, you might want to sell a couple of your calls just to be safe, right? But then, excuse me, guys, sorry, talking so much, so much air in my chest. If it ends up breaking above that 50-day moving average, then you might even want to add even more to your position and see how much further it can go up, right? But be careful with it because it hasn't broken out yet. So everything I just said, that all depends on that breaking out tomorrow, right? Or it's the next couple of days. Let me adjust this a little bit here. There we go. So there you go. It's not as close as it looks. So over the next couple of days, it looks like it's going to try to make a breakout here, play here. If it does break out, enjoy the ride, make some money, and make sure you sell it before it ends up plummeting back down to earth, right? But I mean, you said it expires September 9th. You got plenty of time to let these kind of roll out here. You're pretty close to being in the money, less than you're less than $2 away from being in the money now. So your the theta really shouldn't start to kick in until like maybe a week left. So you're fine in this position. It looks like an okay thing to hold. I don't think they were probably too expensive because it's only $36 at the moment. But sometimes inflated markets have their own prices. But yeah, right now AMC looks like an okay thing. And all you're doing is you're buying in anticipation for a breakout, and you're just making sure that it does break out right here. If for whatever reason it falls down below the 20 moving average, then you might want to you might be a little bit more concerned, only because time starts becoming a factor and you might start losing time for those options before expiration. Right. But yeah, for now it looks perfectly fine. Looks perfectly fine. Nothing bad about it right now. You just want to make sure that over the next few days it has a solid breakout, and then that's where you're going to see some good money rolling in from AMC. Right. Maybe I'll even take a nibble to join you on that one. But it'll be a nibble until it actually breaks out. But the way AMC trades, you got to be in it beforehand because it usually gaps up after hours. Same thing that happens usually with GameStop, right? You got to be preemptive about it, which is always a little bit more sketchy if you ask me, because I hate holding options overnight in anticipation on a meme stock. No, I don't mind holding options overnight for an Allstate, an Apple, a Google, a Microsoft, or anything like that. But GameStop, whoosh, that can be a little bit hard to do. Let's see. Boom. Well, hold on, there's a spammer here, and I'm trying to stop him. Oh, there we go. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, sorry, huge spam right here. Let's see. Boom. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. I'm missing a little bit of stuff here, and let's say I'm getting behind on some of the questions. Let's see right here. What do you expect Doge and Bitcoin to end up towards the end of the year? Do you think they will stay similar in their price ratio now, or won't take off? I think for now they're probably going to stay pretty similar in their price from where they are now. They may have their own pop-ups every now and again, but in order for Dogecoin to really, like, right now when I think about Dogecoin popping off and hitting $1, I think it's going to be in unison with a lot of other altcoins. At this moment in time, I don't see that huge rally of people across the world saying, well, let's buy Dogecoin. People from South Korea to Africa to anywhere, everywhere in between, right? I don't see them all coming together to say, let's buy Dogecoin. At least right now. So when I make a prediction about Dogecoin hitting 80 cents or $1 or anything like that, it's because all the altcoins are going to be rushing up to some nice, and all the altcoins are going to be having some nice highs as well. Not because Dogecoin, there's going to be a huge rally for Dogecoin like there was before, right? And so when I talk about it, just keep in mind that context. But I think it'll be somewhere around the same ratio. Maybe it'll have a couple pop-offs every here and again. So if Bitcoin goes back up to $60,000 or $60 whatever $1,000, all-time highs, it'd be feasible for Dogecoin to get back up to 50, 60 cents at that same time, right? But it would take some time and some popping off, and then maybe some Elon tweets to help get us there as well, right? Because Dogecoin has a little bit more trouble popping off than some of the other altcoins, but when it does pop off, it has some beautiful, beautiful returns, right? And Kara, I don't know what Kara is. What is? Make sure if you guys are asking me questions, you guys let me know if it's a stock or a crypto, because I will have no idea or which way to go. I wouldn't touch this because it's a biotech company. It's up about 4.5% right now. It looks okay. I'd be more interested to buy this if it goes over about $15 or so, just from a technical standpoint, because it did have an attempt to double bottom, I would say. Let's see. Let's see, 50. Yeah, okay. So it did break above the 50 moving average here. I mean, you could buy this if you wanted to. Just be careful. It has a short float of 7%, so a lot of people still think this has more room to go down at the moment. Anything else going on here? Neutral, $16. 14. 33. Really nothing in the last few days ago. So it really doesn't have the best of return so far. But, I mean, if you wanted to take a nibble out of it, that's what it would be. Just a nibble, nothing really else above that. But right now, it looks it's a decent opportunity. I'd be more encouraged if it was able to break resistance at about $15 or maybe $15 and like 10 cents, something like that. But if you wanted to buy it right now, you could definitely do that. But you got to understand there is that 15-cent resistance level right there. Let's see. Hey, Cole, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, my man. A little tired, but in about an hour, I'm gonna. My mom's coming over, and we're gonna watch some movie on HBO Max. I think it's like Resonance or something like that. She came over a few days ago to see the TV and the setup I have, but I lost one of my remotes, so I wasn't able to show her the light system. But she's really excited to kind of just hang out, right? Let's see. Hey Peru, I don't recommend any tutorial or book really about TradingView. If you wanted to learn more about TradingView, what I would do is I would just use Google. Google is usually a pretty good place to find out more information about it. But that's about it for as far as TradingView I would see. I did this by trial and error, and just kind of figuring out some stuff. But I'm pretty sure if you just type in I don't know. There we go. TradingView tutorial right here. See, you can find it. And I must have searched this a couple times for you guys, haven't I? But yeah, and you can see this one is about an hour long. This will probably teach you everything you need to know about TradingView right here. So this would be something that you would probably enjoy seeing right here. Viewing, right? Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that might be your best bet for TradingView. I wouldn't recommend any books for TradingView. Just watch a YouTube video and it'll answer a lot of your questions. Now I have multiple monitors here, but what you might do is you might watch it on your phone and then pull up your laptop or a computer and then practice along that. Or what I like to do is I can just kind of, let's see, I watch this video right here. Click on it. Go right here. I think there's a way to mini player right here. Okay. And I think what will allow you to, it won't allow you to go out of it. Oh, gosh, I wish it did. Expand. Oh, now it's sleep better with Dark Knight. Okay, but you can minimize the video and then try to work it all on the same system here if you wanted to. I'll extend that one right there. And we're seeing Bitcoin trying to take a little bit of a climb back up here, but remember there is still resistance at this white line here. We want it to break above this white line here in order for it to have a really nice day. And let me turn off Nightbot here. Nightbot is always annoying. I already enabled it. Maybe it's just a while ago. Okay. I can take out the Instagram ones then. And then that should do fine. Okay. And then let me time out Nightbot. Did that work? Or did I do something bad? There we go. Okay, Nightbot timeouted. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Foam, give me the ticker and I'll look it up for you. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Ken. I just skipped over your message, didn't I? Hey, Mike, just tuned in. Kate, can you look at ABT 127 call expiring this Friday? Yeah, let me see. This one's yeah, everything. I guess everything just really took a dip here at the end of the day, didn't it? Okay, it's not just Allstate. It gives me a little bit more confidence. So I had a slight breakout here. It's still climbing. I should actually just extend this line out here, shouldn't I? There we go. Okay. And you're looking at 127 calls expiring this Friday. 27. Let's see. Some calls. I mean, you're still looking fine as far as those calls are considered. I would say you want to probably have a stop loss around. Is this? That's just from resistance right there. If it drops down below maybe 125.45, then you might consider selling them off. But this looks like this is more of a long-term grinding thing where you see overall it's having a nice move, but every once in a while it kind of consolidates here before taking another leg up here, or it consolidates a little bit right here before bouncing off of the 20-day moving average there. There we go. 7. Yeah, it looks okay, but make sure it doesn't fall down below that 125.45 level, and then you should be okay as in like a good day for a bounce off here. Because I'm assuming tomorrow it's just going to bounce off the support again, and then from there over the next couple days it'll try to grind up above 127, and then you might have a nice opportunity to sell these calls either Thursday or Friday, which will take you like holding on to them for a few more days here, because you want to get a little bit of money out of this. The only thing right now is over the next few days, Theta is going to start taking a hit at those options prices. So if Theta is starting to hit them a little bit more than you think they are, or you would like, just cut your losses on that trade and then move on, right? Let's see. But overall, I mean, this thing is still climbing up slowly. But since you had 127 and it is a week out, you got to be careful with those ones right now. Let's see. The good thing is it came up with a strong rebound on Thursday of last week, which is actually kind of nice to see. And there we go. And Dogecoin's still holding over support barely. And Bitcoin's trying to move over the 5. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Let's see. Hey, Snoggy91 bro. Let's see. Dent TA, please. Again, I don't know what this is. Dent USTD. I'm just gonna assume it's crypto. Okay, so I don't really have to look at anything else between it. I'll make this a 4-hour chart actually, so I can get a little bit more information here. Looks like Bitcoin maybe holding this one down a little bit here. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like this is going to have a false breakout here. Actually, let me see. Is this really the line is? Yeah, it is what the line is, yeah. It looks like this is having a false breakout at the moment, and it's trying to stay above the 20-day, the 20 moving average and the 50 moving average here on the 4-hour charts. I would have the 50 moving average here on the 4-hour chart be your stop loss if you do own some. But if you want, this would be the time to buy some if you were anticipating a big pump up coming anytime soon. Let me go to the daily chart very fast here. And then maybe the 20-day moving average if you're looking to hold for a little bit longer. But I mean, by the time it ends up coming down to it, that could be like a lot lower of a price than what it is at now. I mean, it looks fine, but it's not popping off right now. So let's see, what is the price at 0.006? Performance is down 6%. Really? Wow, yeah, it dropped off a little bit here. Be careful that this isn't just a little bit of a pump and dump, because you have a bearish signal here on the oscillator. So just be aware there's a bearish signal on that from there, but a little bit of institutional selling off. Can't blame them at that price. But yeah, it looks okay. I would have a stop loss on this, though, of this trend line right here. Excuse me. Let me go to the 4-hour chart so you can see a little bit what I was doing. Ooh, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, I would have your stop loss be somewhere around here at about maybe 0.00645. Somewhere around that level would be a decent stop loss. You could buy right here and sell it right here. It goes down if it goes down that far, and then you have resistance over here at 0.0077384, right? So if you bought right now, you're pretty much buying smack dab in the middle, which probably isn't the best time to buy. But if you really want to buy right now, that's those would be your resistance levels and your support levels as of now. Let's see. Oh nope, meant to go Bitcoin. Yeah, no worries, Ken. Happy to help you out. Ooh. And I'm hoping those ABT calls do some work for you. If I were to do ABT calls or Abbott calls, I'd probably really do them for a long-term grinding play close to in the money, so over time it's just making more and more money without theta taking too big of a hit into it. Oh, hey, Uptick Miami. Hope you're having a very, very good day. Thanks for joining the stream tonight. Got into NVTA money, already exited 917, 2057 calls. Hey, there you go. Making money, making money. Let's see. Hey, UFO Crypto, what indicators do you recommend? I'd honestly just recommend reading this book. It's called Stock Charts for Dummies, right? I'm not insinuating you're a dummy. It's just the name of the book. But I read this and it taught me a whole bunch of stuff about how to use different types of tools on charts. That'd probably be your best bet. But I use basic stuff like trend lines, moving averages are one of my favorites. Moving averages is probably one of my favorite indicators. Oscillators, if you like those. RSIs, if you like day trading. RSIs are big with day trading. Anything else really? Bollinger Bands if you're more of a day trading. But those are usually most of the indicators I really like to use. There's plenty of other ones if you want to go in the Fibonacci and all that type of stuff. A lot of people love the Fibonacci's. I use them occasionally, but not too often. But yeah, definitely those are the indicators that I use. It takes a while to get used to them, though. Hey, Mr. Fix-It. I'm aspiring to do what you do and leave my current job and investing trading full-time. In your case, how do you take money to pay your bills and do daily life? So right now it's kind of different. So before, I make money from YouTube now, so it's my finances are a little bit different. So like, okay, but not too different. I show you guys how much money I make on YouTube every now and again, and because I always like to be transparent about it, because I'm not a YouTuber that makes tons of money, because I think somebody today said I made like I scam people and make tons of money off of you guys, like tons and tons of money, and he said it was because it was how I was able to afford my TV and stuff like that. And so like I show this to you guys, I don't know, like maybe once a month, but you can see in the last 28 days my channel has only made $1,380, right? Not that much at all. But my point about this is so I'm gonna take away that money from the money I make right now, because usually all that money just goes kind of into a business account at the moment. I don't know exactly what to do with it except for pay for all the stuff that I give you guys as far as streaming capability and all that other type of stuff. And like I use a lot of paid programs to help you guys out. But what I do is I give myself one paycheck a month, just one paycheck a month. I take it straight out of my TD Ameritrade account. It's on auto pay. Goes from TD Ameritrade account into my Chase Bank account, right? From there, I have a budget, and then there's a few things I have to pay every month. I have to pay my own health insurance, dental bills, because I no longer work for a corporation, right? All that stuff used to be given to me. I miss it immensely. I have to pay my own 401k and my own Roth IRA. Both get their own investments. Well, Roth IRA, actually, I put all the money in there in January. But I got to do all of my my 401k. There's no match, so I had to put a little bit extra in there, obviously, right? But I manage my own Roth IRA and my 401k, so nobody manages it for me. I do that. I put some money in for groceries. If I have any credit card debt, I pay off the credit card debt. And the way I use credit cards for the most part, people, is I buy something expensive with it, and then I pay it off usually 2 to 3 days afterwards, because they usually give you like 5 to 6% back on your card purchases and whatnot. For groceries, technology, whatever, they give you money back, and so I just like getting the money back and the points and the good credit score and whatnot. So I pay off any credit cards or debt. I don't have any student loans. I paid those off a while ago. I did have student loans, and I put the money into there. Anything else I really use it for? Groceries, I put a sizable amount of it out for entertainment purposes. If I know I have to do something like a little bit more expensive, like I knew I was going on vacation a couple weeks ago for 2 weeks. 2-week vacations aren't cheap. Do that. I will put money aside. I have a vacation coming up here in September where I'm going to my friend's wedding. I had to buy a whole bunch of new clothes for that because there are a whole bunch of ritzy people, and I'm going to be talking to a whole bunch of pretty much millionaire bankers for the most part, right? It's all about who you know, right? But they're all fabulous people. There's nothing wrong with them. But you just have to budget very, very specifically if you want to take everything out. Let me go back to the original question before I go off on a complete tangent here. How do you take your money to pay your bills? Yeah. you pretty much, I just give myself a one-time payment every month, or excuse me, a monthly payment, and that's usually enough for everything that I need. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go into your bank account and you're going to see how much money you spent last month. Now I use an app called Truebill, and and it'll say, I don't know if I can show you. It'll say, "Hi, Michael." It budgets everything that you have. Like if you spend money on groceries, it'll let it know, right? And like I got a message this morning at 11:19 a.m. It says you have 2 bills soon, right? And it says, "Woohoo! You just got paid. Cash was deposited in your account." That I wasn't really paid. I just took some money out of my Webull account for some fun of it. But it'll say something like this: "Hi, Michael. You spent $501 last week. That's 86% less than normal. Here's a hint about what impacted your spending the most. Tap for your full spending report," right? And apparently it was shopping that Rose that I spent the most money on last week. I don't really remember what I bought from shopping, but I bought a whole bunch of clothes for that trip. I was just explaining that. But yeah, so it's all about budgeting. You're gonna have a spreadsheet on Google or anything, any place that you can kind of keep everything organized. And you got to be very responsible because, so I come to a point where I make decent enough money where I don't have to worry about always, getting my paycheck every month. But there will be times where you might have a bad month, and instead of paying yourself $5,000, $10,000 a month, maybe only pay yourself $3,000, $4,000 a month, so you can pay those basic bills and not go out as much, right? Because if you do become a full-time trader, your capital is your lifeblood, right? I would rather be homeless and have $10,000 in my trading account than have a place to live with like $500 in my trading account, right? While I might be able to scrape up something and kind of save myself from that, I'd much rather, have money in my TD Ameritrade account rather than, than have a house over my head, a roof over my head, so to speak. It may sound weird, but like when your livelihood is trading, you have to make sure you're making a certain amount of money every month before you can even think about doing that, right? Which is why I was I was profitable in trading for about like close to 8-9 months, I think, really profitable, like solidly profitable, before I said, okay, here, I'm quitting my job and I'm taking a chance. It's a terrifying chance, but you got to take it eventually, right? And for those 9 months, I was profitable. I was making more money than I was working at my job, but I still had the job because the job had benefits. I'm single, so I don't have to worry about having family insurance and all that other type of stuff that can come with the perks of the job, right? So all that type of stuff, right? Some of you guys may miss having conversations at the office. I didn't, but I know some people may, and there's a lot of stuff when it comes to working at home. I guess people are kind of more used to it now, but when you're not emailing people and you're not getting checked up on, and you're your own boss, you do have to have a level of discipline to really manage yourself and make yourself do a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't really have a lot of discipline. Like outside of the trading world, I'm still getting used to like having discipline with making YouTube videos. I'm struggling with that mightily right now. I make videos for you guys. That's fine. I come and stream with you guys, when I can, twice a day, right? That's good. But when it comes to making the videos and stuff like that, it's very hard for me to figure out how to make a plan because I'm not a teacher by trade, right? And I don't even know how to talk to you guys that much, that often, right? But it's you just kind of have to grow into it, I guess I would say. But make sure that you give yourself a modest paycheck, but you're not going to be making as much money as you think when you first start off trading, because you're going to realize that all of your bills just went up drastically. Like now you have to pay for all of your insurances. Now instead of doing a 401k matching, right, you have to pay for the whole 401k, so you make sure you're putting an adequate amount of money into your 401k account. There's a huge process that comes involved with that, and it's not as easy as you would think it is. The good thing is, taxes are fairly simple. You can do them on any. I just go through an accountant, but you can do them however you want to. And you're only pretty much paying for like your Social Security and all that type of crap. But besides that, all you're really paying for is capital gains tax, which is 15%, right? The only thing I would say about that is some states may have extra rules where they might try to tax it along with the government, but Washington State, as of now, does not tax wealth created by the stock market, at least for now. They're trying to create an income tax, and I'm terrified if they do. Nobody wants an income tax on a state that already has a 10% sales tax and a 30% liquor tax, right? It's not what you're looking for. Hey, Stealthy, do I think 32 cents for tonight for Doge? Oh, yeah, that's definitely with a possibility. If Doge decides to break out here right now, guys, yeah, you'll see Dogecoin within 32 cents within a few hours. Yeah, you'll be fine with it. It's definitely a possibility. Like, it's less than a penny. It's like, like half a penny away. That's perfectly reasonable for Doge to hit 32 cents by the end of tonight. Excuse me. Hey, Luis, looking strong right there. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And hey, Travis. Hey, Travis, my man. Look at that elk. Oh. I want to go hunting for an elk. Oh, it's not the season, though. Eventually I will. Oh, sorry. A Heaton. Thinking about LYV options. Okay, LYV. I know this is not the trend line that you're probably looking at, but I'm just drawing it out here just so I can have a few examples to see what I'm looking at right now. So I can have a good idea of what I'm looking at. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm really off tonight. I don't know what it is. I just haven't got much sleep lately. But I hate giving you guys a weird experience as far as viewing me on YouTube. Okay. So it's on the verge of a breakout. It barely managed to. Did it? Let me go to the. Yeah, it did close above the 50-day moving average here. So I'd wait to see what happens with it tomorrow, obviously. But yeah, this looks like it has a potential for a breakout. As far as resistance levels, just know you have a couple of resistance levels to kind of break through here over the next few days. Because I'm assuming it's going to break it after that nice day it had today. You have a resistance level at $86.16. I'd probably look for an $85 strike price call if they have that available. Then after the $86 resistance level, you also have... Oh, I already have the white line there, don't I? You have another level of resistance. You had about $95, but by then you'll be making a lot of money, right? Let's see right here. Is there anything else I can really see here at the moment? I would buy this closer to the end of the day or take nibbles throughout the day. Probably take nibbles throughout the day, like a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon, a little bit in the evening, until you feel like you've had enough, you've bought enough calls on this one. But let's see. Over the 50, moving up a little bit here. Now, I don't think this will come into play really here in the next few days, but maybe in the next 2 weeks it might. You do see the 50-day moving average coming pretty darn close to the 200-day moving average, and you may actually see a little bit of a death cross here. So that may be a little bit of a bearish indicator, which may kill this rally. So just be aware of that. Sometimes death crosses don't do anything to it. It's just kind of it's just kind of a, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But it's something you should be aware of if you're trading this. So just keep an eye on it. See if it breaks out tomorrow. If it continues this breakout tomorrow, definitely consider buying some with the 85 strike price. Nothing more than the 87 strike price, depending on how the options are kind of leveled out. But just be careful with that death cross opportunity there. But for now, it's still riding pretty nicely out across this trend line. Looks like it's about to break out. Looks like if it does break out, if it does pop off while you're holding it above the 86, you can hold on to it for a little bit longer, maybe until $89 or so, and then you could probably look to sell those positions and make some, have some good money out of it. I keep on putting Dogecoin there. Oh, I just got rid of Bitcoin for some reason. I hate how that happens. Oh wait, no. Can I just Control Z it? I just wanted to keep the technical analysis there. That's why. So just give me a second here. There we go. Okay. Add to watch list YouTube. There we go. Phew. That could have been pretty nasty. That would have been a lot of work to put all the way back up on that screen. All right. And you can see Bitcoin's running into a little bit of trouble right now with the 5-minute, the 50 moving average here on the 5-minute chart. Let's see. Yeah, no worries, UFO Crypto. And hey, Travis, hope you're having a very, very good day, my man. Hey, Jano. Say Jano. Love your honesty and transparency, Michael, and great to see some diversity in crypto space. Keep it up. Yeah, it is weird. There should be more black people in crypto. I know there are. I just don't think enough of them have popped off yet. And I think that's just because, they're taking their time to kind of learn a little bit more about crypto as well, right? Not everybody can draw in people from YouTube. Is what I'm kind of saying. But I know over time, as people get better and better with crypto, it is nice to see some space. Although I will say, I'm not going to get too much in the race here, but it is funny to say, I put my face on crypto, right? Like I'm a black dude, whatever. I'm black, Hispanic, Spanish, Scottish, English. I'm like 9% English, right? I'm big boned. But if I don't put my face on my thumbnails, I get more clicks. It's very interesting. I ran a test with my friend a few years ago with a black face and an Asian face for crypto, because he was working on his crypto channel way back in the day when I didn't think much about crypto, honestly. But we found out that Asians have the best faces for investing. And then after that comes white people. Then after that comes black people. And that's usually the way it rolls. There may be some other faces, but we didn't test out other faces. But it is pretty interesting to kind of see all that work out on YouTube, because YouTube has something called click-through rate. So let me go in here and show you my studio very fast. Again, I'm pretty transparent when it comes to how much money I'm making, all this type of stuff. So I don't mind showing you guys, the information. But what I do is I go to analytics, and then if you go to audience, I believe it is, maybe reach. Yeah, here, reach, click-through rate. You'll see how the click-through rate kind of goes up and down, depending on what I'm doing, right? And this changes for various number of reasons, from what I understand. You can see yesterday the click-through rate went down. Before that, it was pretty high, right? There's a whole bunch of stuff. And I think it shows you kind of some information about other stuff here. But anyway, I'm trying my best to keep my click-through rate above, like, around 15%. Right now, it's at 10%, and I'll hope to figure that out later on. But I'm trying to keep that click-through rate up, which means I need to make better thumbnails and stuff for you guys as well. So I'll be testing out a whole bunch of that stuff here in the next few weeks or so. Let's see. Hey, Christina, I love Truebill. Yeah, Truebill is really nice. I mean, the fact that it tells me that I spent, like, I don't know, what did I say? What did it say to me? Hi, Michael. You spent $501 last week. That's 86% less than normal, right? That's great that they can tell me something like that. And I don't spend that much money as you guys would think as that. It's just been over the past few months, I've been spending a lot of money getting ready for vacations, helping my mom out, getting my sister ready for school, a whole bunch of stuff that's just taking a lot more money than normal. So it's thinking that my average spending is very, very high. Normally, I spend about $300 to $500 a week, normally, not including rent and whatnot. But that's mostly because, like, today I bought my mom breakfast from a place called the Biscuit House. That was like $40. I filled up my gas tank. That was about $50 today. I do anything else today? Yesterday I went grocery shopping for about $100, and I bought some carrots, stuff like that. Did I do anything else? Some contact solution cleaner for my contacts. I bought a water bottle a few days ago from Starbucks when I was with my friends. It just adds up pretty fast. Restaurants usually kill me when it comes to eating out. It's usually restaurants. Oh, and I've done a whole bunch of shopping for this wedding. I got my suits tailored, a whole bunch of stuff like that. Bought some extra shirts to make sure I wear a new shirt to the wedding, so I'm not wearing an old buttoned-up shirt, just because it looks so much sharper. But stuff like that, right? And I know that's a lot more than you guys, but that's kind of where I've set it off. It's how I can have a comfortable life but still be saving up for a house and a whole bunch of other stuff. And by a house, I mean, I could I could definitely afford a house right now, but I'm looking for the house, if that makes sense. The house on the land that I want, where I know it's not going to cause me any problems and things like that, right? Because I just want to be happy. And at the moment, I'm just happy to be happy in one of my grandmother's extra houses, even though, that I'm fixing up at the moment. So, and that's because I'm helping out my family, but, whatever. Let's see. But Truebill is amazing. I recommend it highly to all of you guys. And I think it's only a few bucks. I mean, you don't have to pay anything for it if you don't want to. I think I paid the minimum. It was like $7 a month, or no, I think I paid like $10 a month to Truebill. I think $10 a month. I don't know if that's the minimum or not, but I do like to pay it. Hey Dex, I mean it did have a bullish pennant here, right? It did, and now it's coming down a little bit more. So it's Doge is breaking down here subtly. Now, let's see. And that's what I'm waiting to see right now. Maybe you're talking about maybe something like this. Oh God. Sorry. Sometimes the sensitivity, like this trading view likes to trap some of your stuff in here. Sorry guys, I have contacts, and I like wearing contacts because I get to wear my sunglasses with them. But for streams, I prefer to wear my glasses, and I just don't know what to do with my glasses. I think they're in my bathroom. Oh my God! Stop trying to lock in here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of close to another breakout opportunity for this one as well. I'll just kind of delete that line though, because that other line is a much better example of what I'm looking for. Oh, there we go. But yeah, you do see a little bit of a pennant here, but we are breaking down right now out of it. So what you're looking at overall is going to be this blue line right here, this white line right here, or if that makes sense. I probably did it backwards or something like that, depending on how the camera is. But you guys get my point. When in reality, I mean, you do have support all the way back down here at about 27 cents, 27.276 cents as a level support right here. But short-term support, we do have 30 cents, 30 and a half cents basically. But there we go. There's a reason why I had that there. I don't know. Oh, right there. Yep, that's the reason. Yeah, but for now we're watching this pennant, and we're going to see what happens with it. Unfortunately, we had that white line there a little bit ago, and it is breaking down below that. So what I will do is actually just add that white line back. There we go. Just so you guys can see that it was breaking down, or it is currently breaking down. Meanwhile, if you go to the Dogecoin on the 5-minute chart, you'll see that it's still hovering down right now. It broke down a little bit, came back up, still doing fine. Still trying to hold. And that's only because you can see Bitcoin right here. Bitcoin's slowly been building itself back up here. Just passed over the 50 moving average right here. This might be a good opportunity to buy for a scalp. And you'd hold it for maybe like 10, 15 minutes and make a little bit of money off of it. But essence of a scalp, right? Let's go right here. Back to Doge, 5 minutes. Auto goes there. And you can see, yeah, there you go. Moving up a little bit more here. That works right there. Oh, thank you, CryptoVision. Sounds like somebody was spamming right here. Let's see. Let's see. See, this is why I don't talk about race. Somebody got really pissed off that I talked about race. And... oh, he called me a racist because I talked about race. If you guys ever go into work for a marketing company, you will understand that data tells you everything about people, like everything. Which is why you'll see, I don't know, you guys will probably see how things are marketed to you in various different ways. But yeah, this might be the first time I've been called racist on YouTube. Might be the first time. I'll wear it as a badge of honor or shame. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Hey Brett, how much is gas in Washington State? I paid about $4.20 for a gallon of gas. I think you can find how much is Washington gas? I don't do therm. Okay, sorry. Gas per gallon? Okay, Jesus, I'm not sure how to do this. Right now it says it's 390. Mid grade is 410. Yeah, I haven't found any place that has that for 390. At least close to me. At least close to me. But let me see. 383 is Thursday. Yeah, that's cheap for me. I have not been able to find gas that cheap. The most expensive I've bought gas over the last couple weeks was in SeaTac, which is by the airport, where gas is a little bit higher. I ended up paying about $4.60 per gallon for gas. Gas is getting up there, guys, and I really hope that the government can kind of find a way to kind of alleviate that problem, because, you know, a lot of, like, I don't travel to work every day. Some of you guys don't travel to work and don't have commutes, but there are a lot of people in the Pacific Northwest who travel from Tacoma all the way to Seattle, and they're driving maybe about an hour to an hour and a half in rush hour every day. And that gas, you burn in a lot of gas if you do something like that, right? I'm sorry, let me just answer this. My mom wanted to know if I wanted her to bring over some tamales, and I was like, heck yeah, tamales. Yeah, but gas is pretty darn expensive. Hey, Heaton, by the way, I'm asking a lot. Don't worry about it. Do you know what happened to Microsoft today? Fake out? Let me check it out. I have been hearing some rumbles about Microsoft, but I honestly have not taken a good look at it in the last few days. Let's see. Microsoft had a decent pop off. Let me see what's going on here. Happened to Microsoft fake out? Now, I wouldn't say it's a fake out. It looks like it's consolidating a little bit here. If Microsoft over the next few days breaks out above this $305.85, excuse me. Oh, gosh, sorry guys. I would consider buying some calls on it, but these calls are probably going to be pretty darn expensive for Microsoft right now. Remember when Microsoft was cheap? Like the last time I touched Microsoft, it was at $250. Now it's all the way at $300, right? My retirement account's looking happy, but I wish I would have bought some a much longer term calls for this play. It's probably just because dividends came in here. You can see that one bad day for dividends popped off there. Yeah, Microsoft doesn't look bad. I would only buy it though if it was able to break out above this level right here. And from what I'm seeing at the moment, I mean, it may be due for a little bit of consolidation for a little bit, but that's if it doesn't continue to keep on ripping here. And I'm assuming it's only been because over the last 3 days it's gone up about pretty much 6% at the height. So it just needs a little bit of time to relax. But if it does break out above this, I may take a little bit of a nibble short term for maybe a 1 to 2 day hold, not longer than that. But if it does end up coming back down here, I'll just kind of wait it out, and then when the next time it pops off, I'll be there to load up on some of those Microsoft options calls. Let's see. There we go. I'm going to be hopping off the stream here in a little bit, so my mom's going to be on her way pretty soon. There we go. But I think Microsoft looks okay at the moment. Nothing bad about it. Dogecoin. Oh, what's Dogecoin falling down below support? Is Bitcoin taking a little bit of a tumble? No. See, Bitcoin's climbed all this way back up, and you see Dogecoin's kind of just gone sideways for the most part. And that's what happens to a lot of altcoins. On the good news, guys, I don't know if any of you guys still own Sol, but Sol's up about 4% right now. It's starting to pump up a little bit, it looks like. So if any of you guys own this is making a move. So hop on, hold on tight if you guys are in it. Looks like it's trying to do something here. There we go. 5 for Doge. And meanwhile, Dogecoin's trying to break down again. There we go. Yeah, we're starting to see mixed results. Ethereum is up about 0.04, so not a lot, but it's up 0.02% at the moment. Let's see. Hey, Louis. Right now I see Bitcoin trying to consolidate a little bit before making another breakout. Short term, it looks more like I can take this down right here. Short term, I'm waiting for it to work its way out of this pennant right here and then try to break out above 50,500. It looks like a major resistance level, excuse me. And if that happens, we can be cleared up to maybe $52,000, $53,000, and I'll be very happy about that. But in the short term, we may have to take a little bit of a breather and come down to maybe 48,050. But at least on the 5-minute chart, what I'm looking for, same with the 15-minute chart, right? Maybe the 4-hour chart. No, not so much the 4-hour chart. Well, yeah, we can talk about the 4-hour chart though. But at least as far as I'm looking at the 4-hour chart, I want us to stay above the 20 moving average on the 4-hour chart, and I want us to be able to break out above this line if possible. As long as we break out above this line, I'll be happy. It's okay if we drop down below the 20 moving average here. It will probably end up doing that in the next sometime later tonight. We'll probably drop down below this 20 moving average on the 4-hour chart. I would say maybe the next 10 to 12 hours. So by tomorrow morning, basically for me. For most of you guys in the United States, tomorrow. But we'll wait. We will wait this out because this 4-hour candle bar closes in 18 minutes. So I'll be gone by then, hanging out with my mother. I'm a mama's boy. But we might see it. We might see a big move come down here, or we'll see a breakout where it'll just do a little U and it'll try to shoot up right here. Either or, it'll be fine. I'm hoping that it'll just do a little bit of a U and pop up, but you're really gonna have to hope whales are there for us in that type of circumstance. And I try not to rely on whales, but sometimes whales just help us out when we need it the most, right? Like the last time we were testing out that trend line, whales were there to kind of bolster us up as shorts are trying to kick us down, right? Let's see. Hey, Jared, you have 10,000 Dogecoins with an average of 0.29 cents, pretty much 30 cents. What should I be doing these days? Hold for $1 or scout for some profit around 32? Well, it really depends on how much you need the money. Maybe if you want to take a scalp and you just want to make sure you walk away with some profit if Bitcoin were for whatever reason take a dip and Dogecoin, would obviously follow. What you could do is, have a limit order, have a stop limit order around 31 cents. If you can do it, just be aware that if it does fall below 31 cents, you're going to sell it basically, right? And then as long as it doesn't hit below 31 cents or 31 and a half cents, if you want to be a little bit more, it's already down below 31 and a half cents actually. But maybe at 31 cents just so you can walk with a little bit of profit, especially if you own about 10,000 Dogecoins. Otherwise, what you can do is you can just hold on to it for dear life. But it really depends on what your plan is for it. Now I have for my Dogecoin, I have about 60,000 Dogecoin. That's a long-term hold. I also have about like 40,000 Dogecoin. That's a swing trade. The swing trade, I'll sell whenever I feel like I made enough money with them. That may be when it hits 60 cents, 70 cents, or whatever. And maybe I'll sell some off now so I can buy more coins if I think it's going to drop further down the line. And that could be another way you could try to trade this is if you think Dogecoin's going down, you could sell it right now. And then you could buy more coins. You could use that money to buy more coins down the line, and not really making more money, but just accumulating more coins. So when it does go up eventually towards $1, you'll be making more money because you have more money invested. If that makes sense, more coins. But right now it's really up to you. Me being me and how cautious I am about this type of stuff, I'd really just be watching Bitcoin to see if it gets rejected from this white line right here. If it does, I'd probably look to sell mine at 31 cents. But don't trade off of my reasoning because I'm super cautious, right? I'm extremely cautious about how I approach trading, and I would even be more cautious for the pure fact that you have an average of about 30 cents, right? So you got to be very careful about how long you want to hold this for, and how do you want to see this go into the negative, or do you want to walk away no matter what with profit? And I'm more of the type of guy that I'd rather walk away with profit. And then if I make a mistake, I'm like, okay, well, I made a mistake. It shot up to 34 cents the next day, something like that, right? And I'd be like, oh well, but I still walked away with some money. That'll help me make more money down the road. All right. Hopefully that helped out, Jared. Let's see. Too-bad oil and gasoline is not a stable coin. Hey, Car, yeah, that definitely. Well, something that we've been watching here pretty closely that I've been watching so far is if I put this right here, if I go to the day chart, auto, and I'm gonna be looking for a watch list. And if I go to my watch list right here, I should have U.S. oil. Oil prices have actually gone down a little bit, but the price of gas is still going up. You can see how it's actually bouncing above the 200-day moving average here, and I'm hoping that it'll continue to go down here because that'll really put some pressure on a couple of these gas prices to go down even more, right? Because I mean, really, guys, I mean, again, I don't drive too much, but you know, I understand the pain of gas being extremely high when it doesn't have to be, right? So you got to be careful about that as well, right? So gas is still heading down. I'm liking what I see from gas prices, but I'm hoping it it breaks through. It breaks down below the 200 moving average. Remember when gas was crashing back in March of last year, March, April? Look at that. Oh, like gas prices went down. I mean, didn't they go negative? Yeah, the gas prices went down negative, which means they went down from the high back here 100%, 100.56% drop in gas prices. Just imagine that. Imagine if you were shorting it and it went down negative. What would have that looked like, right? But from where it is at now, since those lows, I'll use these as the lows, not really this crazy day. But since those lows from when COVID started, gas prices are back up over 430%, right? So all of our wallets have kind of felt it, right? Just hopefully you guys have a credit card that gives you money back for buying gas. That's literally the best way to approach these gas prices right now. Or what does my mom do? My mom has a card with a grocery store, not a credit card, but just a card with a grocery store. And when you have a phone number or something like that, I think it's a Safeway card. And then if you spend so much money on groceries, you get a discount at the gas tank. Or if you want to go to Costco, you can get Costco gas as well. But yeah, so gas is getting expensive though right now, and I wish you all the best in that endeavor because it's not going to go down anytime soon. Hey, Rakesh, I'd probably wait a little bit longer for XRP. Let's see. See. Yeah, thanks, Ahe, and thanks, Jared. I appreciate it. Yeah, Mama's Boys are good. Okay, so hold on. So let me back this over here. Any thoughts on GRWG? Grow Generation Corp. What does this do? Home improvement. Okay. I wouldn't touch this one. It's fallen down below support a few times here. It's far away from breaking out, pretty far away. Let's see. Could be coming up to resistance right here. If you wanted to touch this, just take a nibble and have a stop loss. If it's at $31, kind of around $29. That way you're only going to lose $22 a share. If it was to drop down, but be careful with this one. This one isn't. You're playing this as more of an oversold play rather than a breakout play. And those ones are a little bit different. It does look pretty oversold. You do see a little bit of buying volume coming in here. At the moment, you see institutions. No, it hasn't been upgraded in a while. Still 55. Nothing's changed. Let's see. Anything else in here? June, a whole bunch of people selling off at $44. Sold a whole bunch at $44, and where's that now? 31. Yeah, they knew this was happening. So be careful with a company that does stuff like that. But have a $29, maybe $28 stop loss on this if you do want to buy into it. Just be very careful because you're buying off of the RSI and oversold. Not really buying. You're not really buying for any other reason besides that, in my opinion, because you're not close to any trend lines or any levels of support at the moment. You're kind of in that no man's land, which is where I personally don't buy. But it is moving up a little bit more, so you may be able to make a short-term profit out of it, or maybe even a swing trade if you're looking to hold on to it for maybe more than a month or so, right? And was it just earnings or something like that? August 12th? Yeah, it was probably just earnings or something like that that happened last week. That caused this huge downward momentum. Because it broke down. Once it broke down, that was all she wrote. Okay. Hey, no worries, Jared. Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much for the super chat, man. I very, very much appreciate that. Thank you very, very much, man. Thank you, Mike. I read you loud and clear. You don't make any money unless you ring that register. Exactly, right? Some people like to risk it for the biscuit. You know, I risk it for, you know, something a lot more than a biscuit, I guess you would say, right? But right now, I mean, again, we're just waiting to see what happens. And the only reason I say that right now is because you see that Dogecoin isn't going up at the same rate Bitcoin is right here. And you're seeing if Bitcoin gets rejected from this and starts falling as it gets rejected by the white line, if it gets rejected by the white line, here, the trend line here, you're going to notice that Dogecoin goes down a little bit further than 31 cents, right? And that's just why I'm kind of telling you that now. Mostly because Dogecoin looks kind of weak relative to Bitcoin. Now let me see what is Matic doing. Bitcoin. What's Matic look like? See, Matic's pumped up a little bit. See, Matic managed to pump up. XRP managed to pump up. BitTorrent, nah, not doing so hot. It even actually came a hell of a larger drop. What is that? Ethereum Classic came up a little bit. Litecoin coming up a little bit. ADA not doing so hot. XLM coming up a little bit. ADA is a special case though. EOS coming up a little bit, right? And so, you know, I'm watching Doge and I'm like, pump up a little bit here, right? And that's what my concern is for Dogecoin. At least we're just helping you out and giving you my perception. Because, you know, when I buy pretty close to the in the money like that, and I'm not buying the dip of a crazy time, I'm more of like, yeah, you know, it's not going the way I wanted it to, but man, I want to walk away with something out of this. And, you know, and then what you can do is you can use that money to make more money, right? Don't ever put ever put a schedule on how much money you want to achieve. Like, don't say I want to become a millionaire in 5 years, right? Because it'll force you to make some really weird decisions. Because you're trying to force it to happen. Just let the market help you out, right? Let's let the market help you out. If the market's not going your way, you can always sell. But right now, it's still okay just to hold and wait to see what happens, because you still have some time before Bitcoin, hits this line here. Let me see what you guys said. Let's see. So here I'm back at 31 cents. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So you're fine right now. You almost pulled the trigger, but you didn't. There's no problem with that whatsoever. No problem whatsoever. One of the things I will do here for you guys is I have to hop onto my email over here. I will go over to maybe this one. I need to go into the server here on one of my Canadian servers for you guys to stream. Because when I hop off of here in a few minutes, because I know my mom's on her way over at the moment. Here's Dogecoin, Bitcoin. Okay, perfect. I gotta wait for the server to sync up a little bit better here. It's a little laggy on my end. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this. Everything's gonna kind of stop here for a second, which is gonna be a little bit of an annoyance. I want to have this here on the 4-hour chart for you guys, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So when I leave here in a little bit, you guys will be able to see this white line. Actually, let me go to the 15-minute chart. You guys will be able to see the white line since this stream won't be on. Oh, I guess that's not the white line I was talking about. Let's see. How does mine look? Not from here to here. What is this? 444. No. Yeah, 445. Okay, there we go. Okay. And there we go. Now I come back to the 5-minute chart. I can make this a little bit larger. Let's go to the 3. I can go back to auto here. And there we go. Now you guys can kind of see what's going on when I hop off here in a few minutes. I would hate for you guys to not be able to see that line at the moment and see, like, why is it turning back down or why is it breaking out all of a sudden, right? Alright. The music is still good. That's still fine. Now I need to go over here and change Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, Ethereum, Litecoin, and we're back in business. Okay. Now let me exit this right here. exit my email right here, and there we go. All right, perfect. Yeah, no worries, Rodriguez. Happy to help you out, and thank you again, Jared, for the $5 super chat. I very much appreciate that, man. I really do. Hey, that's support for Dogecoin. If it does break down, let me see. Let me see where I put the support at. Short-term support is about 0.304, so a little over 30 cents, pretty close to 30.5 cents. Then below that, we have a support level of, where did that support line come from? I might have actually moved it here. Yeah, it probably was supposed to be there somewhere. Somewhere closer to 29.5 cents, and then after that, really, if I'm, then we're looking what about 27.5 cents, a little over 27.5 cents, and that's short term. And then you can see how that pennant kind of works its way out right here. But remember, Dogecoin is very far away from support. Excuse me, the trend line. And the trend line for Dogecoin is all the way down here at 24 cents, right? Maybe by the time it gets down here, maybe around 26 cents, somewhere around that pace. But just know, the trend line is pretty far away from where Dogecoin is at this moment in time. So just keep that in mind. Meanwhile, for Bitcoin here, Bitcoin's trend line is something, it's been the same trend line for a while. We've adjusted it a little bit here and there, but, Dogecoin has gone off so far from its trend line that it is a little overextended compared to where it is at the moment. So, really what we're looking at, if you look at Dogecoin's trend line, it's like something like this. And you can see how it's breaking down right now out of that one too. There we go. But we'll talk about that more in the morning, if you will. Let me go right there. Put that back to 5 minutes here for a second. And back to 5 right there as well. Okay. So you may be able to see a little bit of a quick bump off here if you give it some time. Which reminds me, how do I do this very quick? Oops, okay, well that's fine. Hey Dex, a double top is also possible for Luna. Oh, that would make it fit into a lot of what's going on right now as far as a lot of stuff looking like it's wanting to come down a little bit here. Hey Ryan, I'll just have to see if it passes the 3330. There you go. It should be pretty fun to see what happens here. Like, no, which one am I looking at? Where is that? No, I guess I don't have it on here. Hey, have a very good night, Heaton, and I'm sorry work is calling you at this late hour. I definitely feel that, so have a very, very good night. Luna... Are you guys talking about Luna the stock or Luna the... No, definitely not talking about Luna the stock. Had a beautiful breakout before earnings came and destroyed it. So I'm guessing you guys are talking about Luna Crypto. There we go. Yeah, this one looks fine. You should have support around $26 or so, but if you guys are looking at resistance, 33.5. There you go. It's pretty darn close to that one. Let me go to the 5-minute chart. It's very, very close. If it does break out from this, that'd be a perfect time to be buying into it for maybe a short-term swing play, like a 1-day, 2-day play. Probably less and more of an hourly play. But yeah, you watch that closely and see what happens with it. It should be pretty fun to watch though, because this thing has moved up quite a bit over the last few hours and is, still looking nice to me, right? And if it gets rejected, then you can start taking your profits and then buy back down if it does take a dip or whatever. But it's good. It's always good to kind of wait this stuff out to see if it actually does drop or if it does actually break out, because then you can find out. Then you can have a better chance of maximizing your profits, right? Hey Doug, from what I know, I don't think Elon Musk did anything crazy to cause crypto to dip. I think this is kind of a natural breathing process because crypto's gone up so fast. It's going to need to take a little bit of a breather here. But we're not even to the breathing effect yet, right? All we've seen over the last few weeks is like small breathers before a big pop-up. Small breather pop-up. Small breather pop-up. And for all we know, that's what we're in right now, right? Let's see. Hey guys, Sol is a beast. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we talked about it a little bit ago. Sol is still pumping up here. I talked about it when it was actually pumping up here, and right now it's consolidating a little bit more, but that's fine. Let's see. Hey Ryan, there you go. Yeah, good idea. Just wait it out a little bit. You don't have to buy right now. All right, guys. I can see my mom's headlights pulling up here. I'm about to have a movie night with my mom since my sister and all the rest of the family is off in California adventuring. But I will see you guys tomorrow morning around any time between 9 o'clock in the morning and 10 a.m. in the morning, depending on what time I feel like getting up. But I will see you guys then. So everybody have a very, very good night, and thank you so much for watching the stream tonight, guys. Now, I made a mistake when I set up this video. It's going to transfer you to one of my other streams. It's going to be the Ethereum stream. If you guys do want to watch Bitcoin as it attempts to break out here, maybe unsuccessfully as I'm looking at this moment. It'll be unsuccessful if it falls down below that green line there, but that's short-term unsuccessful. But anyway, you guys will be turned over to the Ethereum stream by accident. So if you guys just want to click on the other stream, you guys will see what you guys need to see as far as like the Bitcoin Dogecoin stream, okay? And thank you again, Jared, for the super chat. Have a very, very, very good day, and let me know what happens tomorrow as far as your position on Dogecoin, okay? All right, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your night, and time to go chill with my mom and eat some tamales, right? All right. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great, great, great rest of your night, and get ready for you guys to see this Ethereum and Ethereum Classic live stream. I'm sorry if you guys want to follow the Dogecoin stream, just go straight to it from there. You'll probably see it on the side. You're gonna see it on the videos that YouTube is promoting to you. Okay. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Sorry for the long ending.